Did you guys know that the biggest difference between being married and being single is that when you're single, you carry around a condom in your wallet just in case. But when you're married, you carry around a travel suture kit, mainly because the chances of you having to sew your finger back on after being attacked by a bear in the Adirondack Mountains are far greater than the chances that your wife's going to be in the mood the same time you are.
Gosh.
Write that down.
Heck.
You know, the longer I'm married, the more I realize that a good wife is like a bottle of ketchup. They're delicious. They can last forever. And sometimes you just need to flip them upside down and bang them on the kitchen counter. Write that down.
You know, the longer you're married, the more little tidbits you pick up on passed down generation to generation. For example, the next time you're trying to help your wife have the greatest experience of her life, remember to treat it as if you're making a really good cup of coffee. Start by gently grinding the bean until you realize that it's just going to be a lot faster if you use a machine. Write that down. Here are 4 reasons that a good woman is a lot like your favorite fishing pole. They're flexible. You look forward to every moment you get to spend with them. They're the best way to relieve stress after a long day. You never truly appreciate just how good they are until you've got one bent over on the boat in the middle of the day. Write that down. The other day, my wife asked me if I would still love her when she got old. And I said, how old? She said, 80. I said, well, I mean, what would you taste like? She looked at me and said, what does an 80-year-old taste like? I stared deep into her eyes and I said, depends.
Oh my god.
Write that down.
Like,
Here are 3 reasons why women are like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Their breasts come in all shapes and sizes. Their thighs have the most flavor. And when you're finished eating them, you have a box to put your bone in. Write that down. Here are 3 reasons that women are a lot like a pair of reading glasses. To make you look better, to help you see the world clearer. And the best way to make sure that you don't lose them is to make sure they're sitting smack dab in the middle of your face as often as possible. Write that down. Okay, here's the thing. A good wife is a lot like a fence post when you think about it. They're strong. They hold up everything around them. And if you pound them really hard, they'll stick around forever. Write that down. You know, being married is funny. The longer you are, the more you realize that a good wife is a lot like a drum set. They're loud. They make beautiful noises. But they make the best noise when you pound them with your stick.
what?
Write that down. You know, ladies, it's about time we start talking about the men. For example, a good man was a lot like a dust bunny.
They kind of hang around when you don't want them there. They float through life. And when they're annoying you, the easiest way to get rid of them is to blow them underneath the kitchen table. Write that down. Here are 3 reasons that women are like coffee. They're hot. They're the best thing to wake up to in the morning. And they're best enjoyed after you just put a whole load of cream in them. Write that down. You know, it's funny how the longer you're married, the more little tidbits of useful information you find to pass down to generations. Things you wish you would have known years ago that have saved you a lot of time. For example, if you ever find yourself in an argument with your wife and she says that you're right, don't ruin the moment and gloat. Instead, immediately unzip your pants. This will cause her to get a headache. Go to bed. Then you can enjoy your moment with some peace and quiet. Write that down.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
You know, after all these years, if there's one piece of advice that I could give you, it would be that the biggest secret to a long marriage isn't really a secret at all. In fact, it's as simple as always having each other's backs. It's not always going to be easy. It was never meant to be. But happiness isn't a feeling. It's a choice. But society has given us this BS, leave it to Beaver, white picket fence picture of perfection. When in reality, it's perfect just the way it is. So remind your person that you love them with all their flaws and then some. Because if you want to be happy, it has to be, I've got you, you've got me. Write that down.